being apostles, being servants of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, we're supposed to take up our cross and follow in the steps that Yahushai followed in, man. Not regarding the cares of this world, man, but looking forward to better things to come. It says, verse 39, it says, he that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loses his life for my sake shall find it. So for all those people trying to be successful, for all those people who's trying to find their life in this world, trying to be successful in this bullshit ass American society, man, you're gonna lose this life in this bullshit ass American society. When these martial law troops come in and kick down your doors, man, you're gonna lose your life, man. When that famine comes, you're gonna lose your life. When those diseases come, you're gonna lose your life, man. During the thermonuclear destruction of America, you're trying to save your life in this world, man, you're gonna lose it fast. That's why, man, all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man, for waking us, waking you up, man. You better thank the Lord every day for opening up your eyes to this truth, man, because you actually have a chance to get some grace in the up and coming tribulation. This is Revelation chapter 1, verse 16. We'll start at 13. Says, and in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, which are the 7 churches, it says, one like unto the Son of Man, which is known, commonly known as Jesus Christ, which means the anointed Savior, but his real name is Yahweh Shai Mashiach. It says, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in the furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. That's talking about Yahweh Shai, the same description that it gave in Revelation 19, and the same description about the eyes that it gave in Genesis, man. Declaring the things that are in former times, man, from the beginning, from the foundation. It says, verse 16, and he had in his right hand 7 stars, and out of his mouth went a sharp 2-edged sword, and his countenance was as the sun shineth in his strength. Let me go back over that. It says, and he had in his right hand 7 stars, and out of his mouth went a sharp 2-edged sword. And that's twofold, man, because out of his mouth, out of Yahweh Shai's mouth, he's going to go about causing destruction, man. Just like out of Yahweh Shai's mouth, he created life, man. Through the blueprint of Yahweh, of the Most High. But out of Yahweh Shai's mouth came the creation, man. Just like out of his mouth is going to come destruction also. So it's twofold, man. Because what does Yahweh Shai speak? When Yahweh Shai was on the scene, all through the New Testament, man, he spoke nothing but the word of the Most High, man. And the word of the Most High is sharper than 2-edged sword, man. In fact, let's get that. Let's do that real fast. This is Hebrews chapter 4, verse 12. It says, for the word of the Most High is quick. The word of the Most High is Yahweh Shai, man. And powerful and sharper than any 2-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, which lets you know the soul and the spirit are 2 different things, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. And that's why when we out here casting judgment through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, using the word of the Most High, the Holy Scriptures, man, it cuts people, man. It cuts them down to their soul and to their spirit, man. It gets all in the crevices of their bones and their joints, man. That's why it hurts their feelings, man. That's why they get pissed off and they try to buck up against the word. Because the word is sharper than any 2-edged sword, man. It cuts you quick. So that's proving, man, that the word of the Most High is sharper than 2-edged sword. That's one proof that when it says, and out of his mouth proceeded the two-edged sword. That's one proof that proves that out of his mouth proceeds the word of the Most High. This is John 1:1. It says, in the beginning was the Word, which is Yahweh Shai. And the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And that word God right there translates back to the Hebrew word Alahayim, which means angels, divine one, judges, rulers, and powers. So in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with the powers, and the Word was the power. The same was in the beginning with the powers. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehendeth it not. That's right, man, because those who are blinded, who are living out in the darkness, man, they can't understand this truth, man. They can't understand the doctrine that we're pushing, man, because it's not meant for them to understand. The Most High closed their eyes to it. So let's see how all things were created by the word of the Most High, which is Yahweh Shai. This is Genesis chapter 1 verse 1. It says, in the beginning the powers created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void. And the earth was without form and void. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the spirit of the powers moved upon the face of the waters. And the powers said, out of his mouth proceeded a sharp two-edged sword. In the beginning was the word, all things was created by him. Verse 3, and the powers said, let there be light, and there was light. And the power saw the light, and it was good, and the power divided the light from the darkness. So it shows you the power said, let there be light. Out of his mouth, man, came the creation. Just like out of his mouth is going to come destruction, man. Second Ezra chapter 13 verse 3. It says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. That man is talking about Yahweh Shai. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. That's talking about when Yahweh Shai comes back, man, for the second time. It says when he turned his countenance to look, everywhere he looked, everything that was seen trembled under him, man. All the men, all the armies of the world are going to be fearful, man, when they see the second coming of Yahweh Shai. Some of them are even going to die from fright, man. It says, verse 4, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire. So it says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned, man. So out of his mouth proceeded the sharp two-edged sword, man. It's twofold, man. It's words of life, and it's also words of destruction, man. Because the Most High spoke words of life, but he also spoke words of destruction, man. That's the whole road. Prophecy, judgment, laws, statutes, and commandments, and life, man. This is Isaiah chapter 66 verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. Those chariots like a whirlwind are so-called UFOs, man. What Americans and the rest of the world like to call UFOs. That's the chariots of the Most High, man. Those aren't unidentified flying objects, man. Those have been identified through the prophets, man. all through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshai. So it says he's going to come with fire, and his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire, man. That's that concentrated fire, which is the lasers from the so-called UFOs, from the chariots of the Most High. That's also that lake of fire, man, which is the thermonuclear destruction of America. Verse 16, it says, "For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many." So it says by fire, man, that thermonuclear destruction. That's how the Lord is going to plead with all flesh, man. When that word plead is translated back to the Hebrew word shabbat, which really means to judge or to decide, man. So the Most High is going to judge with all flesh by fire, man, by thermonuclear destruction. Go to Job. So the Lord isn't going to plead with you like how your modern day American is going to plead, man, like, oh, come on, man, let's reason together, man, let's come to a common ground. No, that word plead goes back to the word Shabbat, which means he's going to judge. He's going to make his decision, man, which really has already been made before the foundation of the world. So this is Joel chapter 3, verse 1. It says, "For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem." In those days and that time is talking about the end, man. When he's going to bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, meaning he's going to turn it back. He's going to redeem his people. He's going to buy back his people. This is verse 2. It says, "I will also gather all nations, and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat," or in the Hebrew, the valley of Yahweh Shabbat, the valley of the Lord's judgment, the valley of the Lord's decision, man. "And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel," which are you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, "whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land." Because Israel is scattered among all the nations of the world, man. You got Israelites who don't even look like Israelites, who look like the other heathen nations. And the land, which is the land of Israel, was parted, man. You got Ishmaelites over there in that land. I believe, hold on. Palestinians, yeah. You got the Palestinians over there in that land. Then you got the Khazars over there in that land, man, which are Hebrew Edomites, man. So the land was parted, man, which is our land, the land of Israel, man. So once again, the Lord is saying he's going to judge with all flesh for his people, man. Because the Lord is only for his people. He's only for Israel. He's always been that way. This is Psalms chapter 43, verse 1. It says, "Judge me, O Most High, and plead my cause against an ungodly nation." Who's that ungodly nation, man? That's America. Starting with the so-called white man, the nation of Edom, man. They're the ungodly nation. It says, "Oh, deliver me from the deceitful and unjust man." And that's Esau, man. Esau is the one going about to deceive, man. That's that dragon, that dragon and that serpent that went about to deceive, that was loose for 1,000 years, man. This is his 1,000 years of reign and deceit. I mean, that was loose after 1,000 years, man. Because he was bound for 1,000 years during the so-called Dark Ages, and now he's loosed again, man, to deceive the nations once again. And how did he deceive the nations, man? The main way he deceived the nations, by making the people think the person that they call Jesus Christ, which real name is Yahweh Shai, is a so-called white man. By making them think that those Hebrew Edomites over there, those Khazarians, are actually the people of the Lord, man. That's how he deceived the nations, man. Because this so-called white man is the biggest deceiver out there, man. That's why in the Bible they call him the devil, man. Because that word devil just translates back to a deceiver. He's also Satan in the Bible, which means adversary. Because he's you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans adversary out here, man.